25 years. In 2004, there was nothing here. Okay. How the Bangalore University started sometime in 1963, 63. Then the campus was in Central College City. Then it was shifted there from here to 72 or 73, somewhere in that time. So this an extent of total land is about 1,250 here and there, maybe little. Then of which 50%, about 550 is been acquired from the farmers, and another 600 and that is been the forest land. It was handed over to the Bangalore University from by the forest department. So everything, by even 2000, we could able to see the administrative building from here. So the house started in 2001, 2002. Then Bangalore University Vice Chancellor Siddhappa, he wanted to plant trees. Then he invited Mr. Yellappa Reddy. Then he was also an environmentalist, and then also he was worked for central government, state government in the forest department. So then he planned it. When people were thinking that nothing could grow in this desert land, this is called D land. D land means it was not used for cultivation, and some portion cultivation that was belongs to farmers.
This was barren land, is it?
Barren land. So then first portion they took Biopark Sahyadriwana. It called Biopark 1 because we have named, and then slowly we extended. After that, the Biopark Committee formed by the uh, Bangalore University. In the meanwhile, so we were working daily. Then we know that a lot of nuisances were there. Then sandalwood trees were cut and other things, and encroachment was there. Then we went and communicated. Workers only communicated to the university in 2007-8. Then Dr. Prabhudev was the vice chancellor. Then he also addressed us and advised us to, instead of individually communicating, is have form an association, something like that, so that we get back all the credits. Otherwise very difficult to take care of the entire the 1,000 acres and 1,000 and odd acres of land. So then that's how we are coordinating with them. Then started registered. That is called Gnana Bharati Vayu Viharigala Sangha. Okay, started in 2013 and 14 we started. Then we started with Swachh Bharat, picking up all plastics. Then we stopped after 3-4 months. There was no using. Then I am personally, going to schools and telling that about the Swachh Bharat. That is a different. Okay. Then that was 2002-3. It was planted by with the support of the NSS students and students, everything. It was watered, everything. By then, you should see that is almost nearing 15, 16 years old. That is one thing, Biopark 1. Then Biopark 2 started when Renuka Prasad became the Biopark coordinator. So then that is extended. Then for Biopark, this is what we are here is called Biopark 8 because then in between is also there. The largest extent is Biopark 1, it is about 60 and odd. And this is a 3 portion divided. We say only as 2008. This is otherwise from here to administrative block, then to the roadside, here NGF layout, it's about more than 80-90 acres of land. This is developed this area. These are all very old existing. Then you can see there that is all developed in sometime in 4-5 years back with the support of Rotary and other things, drip irrigation, all farming. We'll have to enjoy. So this is about the how it started. So there are mahogany biopark is there. That is only planted. Majority is mahogany is there. These are all farms. And you can say sandalwood. Have you all seen sandalwood? Okay. You know that where the sandal essence will come from. We have the bark of the tree. Yeah. No, it's not that actually. It is core actually, not even bark of the tree. Because usually if it comes this size, people will cut off. Very difficult to grow. But all those things, it is not. None of them are planted. It's only this person because of the birds, they eat. And particularly this area right from Anekal, Kanakpura, then Turukvere, Kere, Mysore, Mysore Road, this portion, then up to Gandhada Kavalu, Sankudkatte, and all that. It is called Eastern Ghats place. Where we are standing is on the Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats, you know that on the Karavadi side it is there. So this land is preferably because earlier they were calling it as Sri Gandhada Kavlu. Sri Gandhada Kavlu means that is full of sandalwood were there long back, long back. So this altitude, water, weather, it is very suitable for the cultivation of sandalwood. This is been not cultivated. It has come out on its own because the birds, after eating the fruits, it drops, in the then it is to grow. So we will see number of them. It is a parasite plant. Actually, it cannot take suck water from the soil. What it does, then it will just join on the roots of the other trees. Then when they are taking, it will suck from them. That's how it grows. So it is been grown there. You will find number of trees. It's all on their own. It has come. You will find plenty here because the plant when we planted the small one, that has also grown to be there. But here, very difficult. We take out the water from the what is that? Developed or well, is finding it difficult to suck from. This is how, and sandal will be there. Suppose if that is the size of a sandalwood tree, which it takes about 15 to 20 years. Please note, 15 to 20 years. So what the poachers will do, they just cut. If they sense any essence is there, then they will cut. They will take up to this portion, take out all the bark and the other side, core portion. They will take. That is only the sandal usable. All leaves, other entire thing is only just like any other tree. Okay. And it can be cultivated long back. Whatever we grow, whether it is in our land or anything, it has to be given to the government. Now it's not like that. 100% the revenue they will, but only that we have to inform them. They will buy, fix the price, and they will give it to us. So anybody can cultivate. No, there is no restriction.